Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be getting the cam gears off and the heads. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that post notification bell to stay up to date with this rebuild. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're going to be pulling off the belt. We'll have to get another belt, but all the cam gears as well as the heads, and I'll get them machined. Obviously not in this episode, but do you guys think I should go all the way and split the block and check all the bearings while I'm here? I'll pull the pit. Obviously you got to pull the pistons out to do that, and I'll check the ringing gaps and the condition of the rings. If they're not the best, I'll order some more. I have ordered new covers. These are broken. That one's broken, that one's broken, and both front ones are broken, but I couldn't find one of these just yet. So I've got 3 covers coming. This one looks alright, but yeah, it should make it look a lot better instead of having silicone all over it. And we're going to clean that really good and probably give it a paint. So let's start pulling this apart. So I've got to get the pulley off. Alright boys, got the pulley off. It's over there near the coolant. So I'll get this cover off. These 10s I need to take off. And we're missing one. Now, also with that order I did for the covers, I got STI head gaskets coming as well. WRX, STI, whatever it was. I put in EJ207 head gaskets, and anyway, they might be the same as the EJ205s being the turbo. But there are some parts that are on back order, so it may take a little bit longer to do this, but it may not, because I'm putting out 3 videos a week. So yeah, I could be done, and you guys are still watching the process. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully it's not backlog that long that it takes forever. Alright, just took that timing cover off. It's over yonder. I'm actually getting a bit confused with this being upside down, so I'm going to flip it over again, and we're going to have some more oil come out. But yeah, there we go, that's better. A lot less confused now. Alright, there's a bit of crap in here. So yeah, I'm getting these, which is good. If you didn't know, I'm actually running a non-turbo water pump. It doesn't have the feed in here, so I'm not running the oil warmer, which I need to get an actual oil cooler. I really should do that this time round. I think I'll change the water pump. Hasn't been really on that long. If you've been watching for a while, guys, when I actually put this back together and I went for a drive, it was good, and it stopped working because it jumped a tooth on the timing, and then my dad towed me, flat towed me, and I stuffed my gearbox. I actually shredded the belt and I put the other belt back on, so this is a pretty old belt, so we'll change that over. We'll get some more idler pulleys too. They're not looking the best. So the reason why that moved was because in the kit that I got, this one down here didn't actually have this back lip. So I've actually got another one of these pulleys free or available. That looks alright. This one's a bit schmutted up from whatever's going on down here, which I'll work out. Actually looks pretty clean in here where that middle cover was, but as soon as we get to where it's all broken, it gets a bit dirty in there. So maybe camshaft seals, maybe, or maybe it is the head gasket. Right, I'm actually going to take the valve covers off and see how it looks. Then we'll get the cam gears off. Right, just got that cover off. Still got the gasket on there, so it's held on by the silicone, the RTV. You have to clean that up later. So to get the heads off, we definitely need to get the cams out because the studs are under the cams. Who knows the spec on the EJ205 Forester cams? I'd like to know. Yep, and there's our little half moons. We're going to be putting the billet half moons in from AEG. All my little custom shims as well that I got locally. They're all made up for me. Do you know what I need? I don't know where I've put my filler gauge. Definitely gonna have to get one. Alright boys, I've got the cam gears off, obviously got the belt off, got a couple of idle pulleys off, and we're going to take these covers off now. Look at this one. Right, good one Glenn. Oh, at least we've got one of them coming. Alright boys, just got the right hand side rear cover off. It's totally busted. In the bin. Whew. So it doesn't look like actually any of the cam seals have been leaking. Can't see anything like weeping down from the actual seal itself. Very odd. Oh, look at that. Oh, maybe I didn't do that up tight enough. Because, like, when have you ever been able to do that by hand? And no, I haven't done this, undone it with like a tool or anything. Guess that's empty. So probably sandwich plate will go, and we'll put a Mishimoto thermostatic oil cooler adapter on there. So same thickness, and then we'll have the filter on there. Already got a filter over there ready for it. Yeah. like I said, there's a bit of a wait for some of the parts that I've ordered, so just gonna plod along, take my time, make sure I do it correct. There's a couple of things I'm taking off, a couple of things I'm adding, so make sure I do it properly. With taking off the heads, I'm just going to get the cams off, but I need a good space to have all the buckets and the shims. I need to go get like a 8 container organizer thing from like the supermarket or something tomorrow maybe. That'll be like best thing to do, I reckon. So I might rotate this to one side and start doing one side. I'll take the cams off and we'll just leave it for now until I can get the containers. Alright, got it on 45, so it's a bit easier for me to work on. So if it's up at 90, it's just a little bit too tall for me. So yeah, we'll get the caps off and we'll get the shafts out, and I'm actually just gonna bag them and tag them on their location. So it should be okay. I'll still look for the containers tomorrow. I've basically got the cams and the shims and buckets off the springs and the valves. So all bagged and tagged there. So the caps, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are looking pretty good still. Collets look pretty good. Top of the ARP 2000 head studs. Right, I'm going to rotate this over and do the other side. Alright guys, all the cams are out, all the buckets and shims are bagged and tagged. So I'm going to rotate this, maybe not, I can do it from here. Just going to get off like these oil lines, the water feed, we can get this head off. Alright, so I've got the turbo feed, turbo drain, turbo water off. So let's undo the nuts on the ARP studs and get this head off. So if I remember correctly, number 4, was it number 4? Number 3. Yeah, number 3. The plug was fouled up. So let's see what the piston looks like when we get the head off. Alright boys, got the right hand side head off. That's cylinder 3. Look at that. So where was the oil coming from? The head gasket, where did I put it? Yeah, looks fine. It's good to me. This is a Cometic, I believe, if I remember. Is it stock number? Or not stock number, the part number. Getting some STI head gaskets coming. And there's the cylinders. Get some light on it for you guys. Ooh. Doesn't look very good down there, even though I've had coolant in it. Coolant. Who thinks I should do the epoxy in here? What do you guys think? Good idea? Bad idea? This is just an NA EJ20, so easy to get. What if something comes off? It's going to stuff the water pump, isn't it? Really? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of like all the cheaper strengthening of cylinder walls? So there's a lot that can be filled there. Most annoying part is that we have bolts there and there, so it's a big area for weakness. Alright boys, so we've got both heads off now. I think that might actually be it for this episode. So I've got to go get the heads machine. I've got to call a guy that the guys use at work. Let's see if he's doing it at the moment in lockdown. But yeah, let me know down below if you think I should do the epoxy fill in the water jackets to strengthen it up. I'm already using like an STI head gasket, so you can see the difference already, and it never overheated with these, so you can see how much extra I could fill in. But yeah, I won't be filling in where the bolts are. What's the worst that could happen? You know, if something's going to go, it's probably not going to be that. It'll be a rod, but they are the mainly H-beams. So, I don't know. Do you think I should do it? I haven't seen anybody successfully do a Subaru. I've seen people use some other stuff, not the epoxy on this. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know. Alrighty guys, I'm going to finish this episode here. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with this rebuild. And yeah, let me know if I should do an epoxy fill on this. We might come to a standstill shortly, waiting for parts. But there's other things that we can do in the engine bay and elsewhere. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.